Hello, ladies and gentlemen, everybody out there. This is Nathan again from onelifeonly.net or One Life Only Counseling Services. And you are now watching my YouTube channel. And siguro in the future, or maybe with this, I'll start with this particular video. I'll create a podcast for this. Okay, because I haven't been uploading any podcasts. So, for those of you who probably are familiar with the Act Matrix, then it would be easy for you to kind of imagine this in your head while you're listening to the podcast. So, I realized maybe it was a mistake not to create a podcast about the Act Matrix. The last time I made one, it was just a video. And so, I'd like this time to create a podcast para dun sa mga familiar na sa Act Matrix can still listen to this podcast or this video in audio form and understand what I'm talking about without any visual aid. Okay. So for those of you who are new here, I'm Nathan Chua. I'm a counselor here in the Philippines. And if you're interested, you can just visit my website, onelifeonly.net. And this is my YouTube channel. Please do subscribe and like this video if you want. Subscribe to this channel also for any upcoming and new videos that I'm going to release. And it's all for free. Okay. So this is what we call the Act Matrix. And for those of you who are not yet familiar with the Act Matrix, up here you have outside. So these two boxes up here, these two quadrants up here represent those things that we do that is overt or overt behavior, things we do on the outside. If I had a camera, I would see you doing it. All right. Dito sa baba, these two quadrants down here are things that we do inside our bodies. So inside our minds, our inner experiences that we have. Okay. So these things are covert behavior or behavior that we don't see, but we're still doing it. Okay. Because we're noticing it. Just as Stephen Hayes responded to one of my questions in our interview. And it's also in this channel. If you want to see it, just browse through the videos in the past. I think I did it in April. So hope you like it. So anyway, dito naman sa right, these are the toward moves. So these are the things that you do that go toward the life you want or the person you want to be. All right. Things that make your life meaningful and purposeful. All right. So as you can tell, dito toward that I can see, towards moves that I can see, and dito towards moves that you have in your mind that nobody can see, but it's something that you have inside of you. All right. So dito sa kaliwa, this is away. These are the away moves that we do that go away from unwanted feelings, unwanted thoughts. All right. Or away from the pain and the suffering, or the pain that we experience because we engage in life. All right. Or these are the things that prevent us from going towards the things that matter to us inside, or towards doing things that move towards, let's say, realizing these things that we care about here. All right. In our heads. All right. So again, inside, so these are the inner experiences, and these are the outside behavior or outer behaviors or overt behaviors that we do that go away from the things down here. All right. Okay. So that's about a short introduction to the Act Matrix for those of you who are new to the Matrix. And today I have a very interesting topic for you. Okay. especially for those of you who seem to have a hard time sticking to one partner or one spouse. Okay. So I'm doing this because it's a very common, let's say, issue. No? Especially nowadays when there is a lot of temptation out there. There's a lot of social media. There's a lot of uh, um, ways and means to cheat on your partner. So, are you a chronic cheater, or have you been unfaithful and you can't seem to stop doing what you're doing? All right. So, this is for you, and I hope this short and maybe hopefully clear explanation of how you can use the ACT matrix in order to move toward being faithful to your partner, or toward being the person you want to be in your relationship, or even the person you want to be in terms of doing the things that you want to do. Like, baka you've been spending so much time doing things to relieve some of your urges. You're not going towards things that really matter. Okay? Okay. So let's say dito sa down here, okay, what matters to you is your spouse or partner. Okay? So your partner may not be there with you, or when you're alone out there, when your partner's, you'll never achieve probably 100% visibility to with your partner. You're not going to be together all the time, right? But when it comes to uh, having, let's say, uh, time alone, right? You would probably have moments when your spouse is not around, so you're going to have to, let's say, um, think about your spouse, all right? Instead of, you know, uh, having them right there watching you every moment, okay? So I'm sure when you're being tempted to do something that you don't really want to do because you care about your spouse, uh, you know, it's not always that your spouse will be around or your partner will be around, right? Okay. So dito naman sa kaliwa, you have these urges, right? So you have urges. All of us have a history. You might have had some history with, you know, having, let's say, one night stands, or uh, let's say, casual relationships, or maybe flirting online. And these are all exciting stuff. And we all have the urge to do that, right? There are always these urges around. Okay. So these ones I put here because these are the things that we don't want most of the time. All right. We don't want to have these urges outside of our urge to be with our partner, right? Okay. But unfortunately, we're all human beings. And being human, if we didn't have urges, we won't be successful as a species, right? You won't be able to have kids. You won't, uh, pair bond with your partner, right? Okay. Because, in other words, we're kind of a social type of species. All right. So, so these are all inside. No? So when you're in the moment of that temptation, you're thinking about your spouse, but at the same time you're noticing your urges. All right. Now, what we often do, and for those of us who have these tendencies to cheat on our partners, all right, we want to get rid of this urge, right? So when we try to get rid of these urges, what do we do? All right. We tend to suppress maybe our thoughts, right? I don't want to think about that. I want to think about that nice looking woman that just passed me by or just gave me a wink, all right? Or the office mate who's kind of showing some interest in me, all right? So, or we what we do is we uh, well, we call it white knuckling, suppressing, or the other one is actually to go ahead and do it, right? Or uh, um, watch some porn, right? Okay. Now, I'm not saying these are, wrong, right? This is not about a moral judgment of what you do. Okay, suppressing it, going ahead and trying to remove these urges by having casual sex or having a flirtatious conversation online or watching some porn. These are not wrong per se. I mean, I'm not a religious person or a religious clergy, or I'm not part of the clergy, so I'm not here to judge what you do. All right, with these urges that you have. Okay, so over here though, you want on the right side, you want to be faithful. You want to be caring. Maybe caring for your wife means saying no to doing this, right? Okay, caring or saying no. All right. Okay. So if you were moving toward these things that are important to you inside, I would see you doing this, saying no or being faithful. Sorry, not wanting to be faithful. Or hold on. Okay, I can't change it. Okay, so maybe let's see. Let me select this and then delete it, and then being faithful. All right. How do you do that? Maybe you remove the app, okay, on your phone where you tend to chat, or you just stay away from places like that, right? So I can see you do that, right? And it's all here on the upper right hand corner, right? Or you also want to, let's say, spend time with your spouse, right? Doing something more meaningful with your spouse, all right, or your partner. Okay, so here we go. So let's go where the action is. So let me draw here. Okay. So when you have these urges, what do? You watch the porn, right? Or you go ahead and have casual sex, or you try to suppress it, right? White knuckle, right? Unfortunately, when you white knuckle, it's like pressing a ball down underwater and then the ball just automatically just bursts up out of the water, right? So maybe someday I'll talk about thought suppression. Okay. So again, the same question: does doing all these get rid of the urges forever? No, they come back, right? Go ahead and have sex or have casual sex. It comes back. You watch porn. it comes back. All right. So basically, you're in a losing battle trying to get rid of your urges, right? It just keeps coming back. And in the meantime, you're missing out on this side of the matrix. You're missing out on being the spouse that you want to be, right? So all that we do is making you conscious about this stuck loop that you're at. That means you're getting hooked by the solutions that your mind gives you on how to get rid of the urges. Unfortunately, it'll never go. They will come back. All right. So what we're trying to do again, for those of you who have seen the first Act Matrix video that I created, if you have been frequently been unfaithful, if you have been unfaithful frequently with your partner, what can you do differently with your urges so that we're building a bridge from here. We're not getting rid of the urges, but doing this instead of doing this. All right, we're doing this instead of doing this. All right, okay. So how is that done? Well, we start with you here in the middle. You start to notice this whole thing that's happening because frequently we're not aware that this is an automatic reaction. We are reacting to the urges and we're not responding to the urges. So that, my friend, is how you can use the ACT matrix to see where you're stuck. And with some of the ACT skills that you can learn through therapy or some reading some self-help books and also some videos on ACT, you'll find out how you can move from here to here. And it all starts with this here in the middle, which is noticing. All right. Noticing that this is a stuck loop, that you've been spending so much time here and you realize the clock is ticking and you're stuck in this cycle of trying to get rid of your urges. All right. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed my ACT Matrix presentation today and hope you can apply this to yourself. And again, if you need more help about how to do this bridge from here to there, uh, well, you can uh, set an appointment with me, or you can even do your own readings about ACT or watch some videos about ACT. Okay. Or you can even attend ACT training sessions. Okay. So thank you for your time, and I hope this one was helpful to you. And please visit my website, onelifeonly.net, and do subscribe to this channel and like this video if you liked it. Okay. So hopefully this is helpful to people who have uh, suffered from chronic infidelity or chronic cheating. And hopefully you will start being the person you want to be or being the partner you want to be by noticing that you're in a stuck loop that will never end. That's why you're watching this video, because life has become a meaningless loop where you're just trying to get rid of this urge, but it never goes away. Maybe when you get to an age where there are no more urges, but that could take a long time. All right. If you're still young. All right. Okay. So, all right. So that's it. Good night. Good night. Or it's good night now here, and good day to all of you. Or have a nice weekend wherever you are in the world, or whenever you're watching this. And you take care. Bye bye.